Cooper, are you ready to start the day? All right, first blaze of the day, and we're getting a move on. We're leaving this beautiful campsite, and we're going 10 miles to a shelter. Good morning, it's day 53. Let's get on the trail. First little view of the day. I think we were over there yesterday. All right. It's pretty up here. It's sunny, but there is a breeze, so that's helpful. All right. So, almost 2 miles in. Good start. We do have another climb coming up in a little bit. Yesterday was a good day. The only downside was tons of rocks. Like, I wonder if they lay down loose rocks to help from erosion, but tons of rocks. So it was, I had to watch where I walked. I did fall once. I just scraped my leg a little bit, but it was a full fall on my knees, fall on my hands. Felt the pack like whoosh over my head. So thankful it wasn't worse. And it was beautiful, just like today. We had pine forest, we had pastures, open meadows. I saw, while hiking, 2 sets of horses, or 2 groups of horses, and 2 longhorn steer. I passed the steer when it was starting to thunder, so I did not stay long, but Tony got pictures, and they were really close to me, so I was like, ooh, I'm getting out of here. And then, well, 2 things. In the morning, when we woke up, there was someone cowboy camping next to us, and he was like, did you hear the foxes last night? And I was like, I heard a noise, but I didn't know what it was. And I didn't hear a thump, like as if our bags had fallen. So I just went to sleep. And he said it was foxes. So that's cool. And then last night, after we got in our tent, it rained for probably, 45 minutes. Then around a little after 7, a whole bunch of horses came near our camp. I mean, they're very tame. I mean, no, we did not go near them, but they weren't fazed that we were there. They were just munching around. They were probably there for, at least 20 minutes. And from what I could see, I didn't get out of the tent, but it was like 3 adults and 3 foals. I'm hearing noise. It must be close to something. The foal were adorable. There was 1 black one and 2 tan. So I don't know if they were triplets. It was awesome. So it reminded me of like the deer in Shenandoah. That's, they didn't care. They were just eating and we could watch. It was awesome. So that made up for the loose rock. They must be clearing back there. I don't know if you can see. They got some kind of big mesquite back there. Okay, yesterday there were so many people. I told Tony, he was like, oh, it's gonna be so busy because we're near Grayson Highlands. And I was like, nah, it's the middle of the week. The kids are still in school. But I was wrong. There were a lot of day hikers going back and forth because the AT when you're going northbound, you go up Mount Rogers and then into Grayson Highlands. So some people were doing that as a day hike. Some people were coming from Grayson Highlands and going up Mount Rogers. But it was fine. We did see a group that we had seen at mile 300. So that was kind of cool. And yesterday we passed mile 500. Now, it doesn't mean the same to us because we haven't actually gone 500 miles yet. But that's okay. There's gonna be a point where we do hit 500. So, cool. All right, well, no one's around and it's kind of smooth. The last thing I wanted to talk about was how we skipped up. So Tony twisted his foot on day 49. So we were gonna hike 4 more days after that and then get off for our daughter's graduation. But obviously we didn't. So in total, we really took off 2 weeks. But his ankle's feeling good. So it was definitely worth it. And then we decided, well, I wanted to go to trail days. So we decided to pick up the trail from there, and we'll make up the miles in the fall because in theory it'll be warmer down here than up north. So it's like 140 miles. We also chose to do the Yellow Blaze, passing over the reroute. Really this year it's a choose your own adventure. And for the safety of Cooper, we decided just to start at Grassy Ridge Road instead of doing the 20-mile reroute. And I'm glad we did. It was beautiful. And I can always come back and do the other part if I'm curious about it later on. All right, I need to keep hiking. All right. The mountain in the back, I think, is Mount Rogers. And then in the front is where we walked yesterday. And then I think we looped around. And then we came up here. All right. Got some pine trees, some moss. We're going down, so I wanted to just capture this. All right, 2 miles to the shelter. All right, we just had lunch at, I think it's called Old Orchard Shelter. Cooper isn't acting like himself, so we stayed there for at least an hour and a half. Now we're walking down. There's a mile till we get to the road, or that could be another point. If he's not doing well, we can just up for the day and set up our tent and let him rest. So we'll see. This is what it looks like so far. It's sunny, but the nice, beautiful leaves are giving us some shade. It's warmer. I mean, we're going down, so you can tell. It's getting warmer. All right, we made it to the road and there was trail magic. So we're hanging out, just chilling. Cooper's resting, and there's some campsites down here. So we're probably gonna camp down here tonight to give him a little break. So across from this intersection is a horse camp, and they have porta potties. So I'm gonna check them out, and trash can. I don't see any horses though. All right, today would have been my grandmother's 106th birthday. And she was an adventurer. She loved to travel and learn about different cultures, different people. So I do believe some of my wanderlust comes from you. Thanks, Graham. Love you.